Hi campers. Still not had a beard trim. Still not had a haircut. Paddling pool's still up for the kids. Rest of the grass still needs cutting. But what have I been up to? Well, had a busy few days actually. My friend Paul has had a bacterial bloom. So Friday night went down to his. We found a load of muck trapped in a filter. Little flat spot in the filter. Caused a massive problem. So spent most of Friday evening stripping out a filter and getting rid of the muck and rubbish out of there. Saturday went down and treated quite a lot of fish. Let's just say I got there at 11 in the morning and I left there at about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So by the time we treated the fish and treated the pond and done some water changes, it was a full 12-hour day. So that was quite busy. Didn't do my back or my shoulders any good, but I think hopefully we nipped it in the bud and got on top of it. Hopefully. It needs monitoring and making sure things, the load lightens. So we've moved some fish out of his pond into various other ponds just to lighten the load on the filter system for now until his pond's built. Then Sunday was a trip to Bedford to basically strip down a pond. That relationship split up. He moved out. She wasn't interested in the fish. So they had to go. He's tried to sell them with not much luck. So I said, right, I'll take them, I'll look after them, and I'll try and move some on for you. When I got there, the pond was in quite a neglected state, shall we say. It wasn't a very big pond, quite heavily stocked, but she let the water drop about 8 inches to a foot. So the fish had very little swimming room, very little water. Filters clearly hadn't been cleaned for a while. So yeah, we took about 35 fish out of the pond. Pond wasn't massive, but there you go. Yeah, so they're now he told me I had about 20 fish in there, so I'd prepared for about 20 fish and I couldn't leave them there, so I've had to bring them back. I've had a couple of fish. He gave me the two ghosties, which have been doing fine. They've all scraped up clean and everything, so I've taken a risk and put them in the main pond. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, so it's been a busy few days, but a productive few days nonetheless. So I've got one fish that's got quite a bad ulceration on the tail. Not one of mine, which is in quarantine in salt. So it's another one of these bad bacterial issues. Seems to be hitting a lot of people at the minute. There's quite a few koi keepers I know that have got this bacterial issue that just won't go away no matter what you do. Ulcers not healing with topical treatments, not healing with CT, not healing with PP, just not healing. Just this bacterial issue just hits the fish and that's it, no matter what you do. And the bacterial issues are hitting really fast. You have a fish swimming around in your pond, it's fine. A week later, it's got an ulcer the size of the palm of your hand that's gone right through the flesh, through the scales, through the flesh, down to the muscle. And yeah, it's amazing how fast these are developing. So that's in my little quarantine. I'm going to treat that tomorrow. And the only thing we've found so far that is actually doing it is to put neat potassium permanganate crystals and pack the ulcers. And trust me, there's 2 or 3 of us that have got over 30 years experience of keeping koi, been trying everything we know, even tried Baytril, and it's not knocking it on the head. It's just not doing it. And the only thing we tried, I tried it first on one of my fish. I thought, well, it's a really old school way of doing it, but we'll try it, and it worked. So I said to someone, well, I think I've had a bit of a breakthrough with this, and they've tried it on one of their fish, and their fish have shown massive improvement as well. So I'm not going to advise anyone else to do it. It's entirely your own choice, but if you have got an ulcer that isn't healing, it's well and truly worth trying. The way I do it is sedate the fish and basically pack the ulcer with neat PP crystals, a couple of drops of water on it just to let it flow under the scales. I get a cotton bud and push it right down into the scale pockets, and then I leave it for a few minutes to dry out so it forms a hard crust, obviously with the fish wrapped in a wet towel with just the ulcerated area exposed. And then when you release the fish back into the water, it leaves a nice little purple trail behind it, but the PP sticks and it oxidizes all the dead flesh, it oxidizes all the bacteria, and it's the only thing we've found that is even touching these ulcers. So, oh sorry, I let my phone slip a bit then. I went on. No, I've not had a drink, nor have you probably, but I just let my phone slip. So it's the only thing we found that is actually working, to a greater or lesser extent, but there we go. So yeah, I've got a couple of video clips of the fish that I rescued. It's not particularly good because, you know, they've been travelling in very mucky water, so we just literally, we didn't even acclimatise them. We just put them straight into the pond. The water was so dirty in the pond. And we'd gone prepared for about 20 fish and ended up with nearly double, so we were short of bags. We'd had to put a few more fish in the bags than we would have liked, and yeah, it wasn't a great situation, but we got them all back. We did lose one fish, we lost an orf, but they were struggling before we even got them in the car really, and they were bagged in oxygen. But I think there were just so many fish and the water was so dirty that we were bound to lose one or two. I think we were quite lucky to only lose one, to be honest. It wasn't an ideal situation. But it's done now. They're all happily in the pond, swimming around, eating me out of house and home. The pond's looking very well stocked now. And the water is starting to clear. I can actually see down to the bottom in some places now, which is great. Sieve is doing a marvellous job as ever. That has pulled out no end of rubbish, no end of algae, and is really doing a fantastic job. So I'm over the moon with that. My little junkyard sieve. I put that against any sieve that you want, and that is really taking some water going through it. If they got all this 10,000 litres in our business, that's taking about 30,000 litres an hour going through it. So it's doing a fantastic job. And the addition of the other UV into the IBC seems to be working fantastically. I'm hoping by next week to have perfectly good clear water, but we will see. Anyway, that's my little update for the weekend. On to a few little video clips. Ciao for now, catch you on the next one. Yeah, I think that was definitely due a clean. That's a bit grotty. Yum yum yum. Tasty. Alright, let's see if I can show you this one-handed, mate. Not sedated, but the tail is now like that. And the belly is going a bit pink, look. Not massively. A couple of red scales. So yeah, that's where we're at the minute. Missed him. Where's that achiever gone? Little sod. He always comes up when I'm looking the other way. I can't bloody get him. And there's a little chap who got off Mick Lawson, I think it was. Aragoki. We're still a little bit murky, but we're a lot clearer than we were. Ah, there's the Gimrinus. One of the Adam Bayer shags just came up. Adam Bayer Karachigoi. Vince's little Harawaki down there. nice to actually be able to see the fish for a change. Even if it isn't gin clear yet, it's certainly getting there. I'm quite happy with the water quality and whatnot. The big girl's got a bit of a scratch down her side. I don't know what she's done. Probably when they were spawning. Probably hit something. But yeah, we've got a bit of a nice bit of movement. That is off Vince. I think it's a Harawaki. It's certainly going Harawaki. But over there, just below the Kinmatsuba, that fish is absolutely, the body on it is phenomenal. It's absolutely huge. And that's quite a nice fish coming across here now. That one I got from Vince as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the some of the stock in here. They might not be all Sakai Fish Farm and Momotaros and Issas and all the rest of it, but there's some nice fish in here now. For me anyway, I'm quite happy with them. And I've still got my Issa Showa and a couple of Sakai Fish Farm, a couple of nice Goshkis in the grow on. There's my Issa Showa over there, up the back. So yeah, coming along nicely. It then tends to leak a bit.